Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11 we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon, it is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. I am here with your latest news and opinions. Johnny Morton fired yesterday afternoon, as we kind of figured he probably would be, because he got the Anthony Lynn treatment after week 9. In other news, we did sign another futures contract for another offensive lineman. Seth McLaughlin to a reserve future contract. Mike Disner has agreed to take the interview with the Falcons for the president of football operations job. Doesn't mean he gets it. Doesn't mean he leaves. Robbie DeFeo, good to see you, my brother. Getting the music queued up for you, brother, because I know how much you love that. There we go. So yeah, that's the news. That and yesterday, John Harbaugh got fired. Todd Monken takes an interview or agrees to an interview with the Browns. It's amazing. What's going on out there? 7 jobs are now available. 7 coaching hires. What's funny is 17 called John Harbaugh. Guess who one of them was? Just take a wild guess. They don't need a head coach. That jam is badass. I know you love it. We got 9 people watching across the network. It's good to see you all here. I got 3 on my network, 6 on Rob so far, and that's about it. What are you on? Doesn't keep track of Rumble, so I don't know if anybody's there. The Vikings are worried about Flores leaving. I said it won't be a head coaching job. And somebody posted there's a disconnect between him and KOC. I don't know. Ricky, what's up, my brother from another mother? I do too. A guy that wins 70% of his games for a team as a coach over 17 years. Won what, 2 Super Bowls in that time? I don't know. Both of them were with Flacco. So the other thing is right now our leading OC candidate that's accepted a interview is David Blau, the old quarterback that was awful, but he was the assistant quarterback coach that was working with everybody that threw for the Commanders this year. Blau is known to have created at least a few plays in Ben Johnson Lions playbook, specifically the trick play in the against Dallas. I'm not sure if Blau would succeed as an offensive coordinator role this early, but I'm definitely intrigued by the young coach who has often drawn comparisons to Ben Johnson. Right. Not for head coaches, but there's plenty of good coordinators that got fired. Raheem Morris would be a great defensive coordinator for someone that needs him. All right. Remember when Ben Campbell hired Ben Johnson? Everybody screamed bloody murder. Let MCDC do what he does. Exactly. Um, I'm not saying we're bringing him in, but I'm not saying it'll be as awful because you know what happens with people that do not do good as a player in the NFL? What do they usually become? Good coaches. Those who cannot play teach. Isn't that the old saying? Everflush was fired as the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys. They would be smart to go get Raheem Morris. Absolutely right. And it's funny. I'm going to say this now. Do you know where your best winningest head coaches have came from? What was their first job in the NFL? I'm going to name you four of them, and they all have one thing in common: Andy Reid, John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, Bill Belichick. You know where they all started out? Special teams assistant coaches. Every single one of them. Kevin Stefanski would be a good OC. Brian Flores is a great DC. Raheem Morris, a great DC. Just not a good head coach. Wink Martindale, who's available, great DC. But you know what? We have a DC, and I don't think Shepard is as bad as everybody did. And I'm going to tell you why. We never exceeded 30 sacks in any season with the Lions since Dan Campbell's been here until this year. We had 49, good for fourth in the league. Let me bring that up again because I have it right here. We were fourth in the league. We had 13 interceptions as a defense, and only one by TA, two by Reed. I think Kirby Joseph had one. The rest of them was a plethora of guys you never heard of. I mean, Aiden Hudson had one. And here's something else. Johnny Morton. Yes, Woody. It was a good game Sunday. We had our fourth quarter collapse, but luckily we recovered from it enough to win. That's all I got to say about it. Goff was precise despite the pressure he was facing from the left guard and Glasgow. Those two were a revolving door from Mahogany and Glasgow. Yeah, Ratledge didn't allow anything past him. One pressure, zero sacks. Howdy, broski. It was a good game. It came down to the wire. And I said if we were able to keep it close, I thought we could win. I didn't say we would win. That was my exact word. But I literally thought the turnover was going to end the game, and you guys didn't score off of it. I was like, holy shit, what just happened? It took all season for our defense to show up. And then it fell apart for about 7 minutes of that fourth quarter. Actually, about 12 of it. You guys tied it up. 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions. We couldn't stop you. And then you gave us the ball with a little over 2 minutes. I biggest red flag in the NFC. I I read it. It was the 28.4 points you guys give up per game. And even though you were great at getting interceptions and not that great at fumbles, but great at interceptions, the turnover margin was fantastic. Oh, look at us. We had 23 total turnovers. We were 31st in fumbles recovered. You guys were 29th. You were 2 ahead of us. I like being real. I like talking about it. Yeah, I agree. I thought we were gonna blow it too. We will be doing the NFL roundtable talks tonight. I do have to make it a half-hour show. You guys want another mock draft? That's all I gotta ask. That's all the news we got. But David Blau, we did this with Ben Johnson, and everybody freaked out halfway through that 2022 season when Dan Campbell. Yep. Right, yes, please. All right. The request has been made. We're gonna go by ESPN's metrics today. Yesterday was PFF. All right, and away we go. Pick 17th. No, and no. Aiden Proctor. Here you are. You're a lion. Dave Jenkins already went. Don't like that. Trade off. Connor Lou blew out his ACL. That's why I don't take him. Personally, I think he ends up back in Minnesota because everything else is a lateral move. I know where I'm going. He's gonna be right about there. I'm gonna go center because I don't think he's gonna fall that far. He's gonna be either the second or best center available this draft. Parker Braswell, Jones, or Jake Slaughter. Go back to the top. See if my other favorite guy is here still. I think he left. Yep, he's gone. Lander Barton out of Utah, 6'3" and 236. Kid had a great year. There we go. Yeah, too early for that. Aiden Fisher's still there. I like that kid. But the Godfather. Oh, trust me, I don't take any word from Notre Dame. And we're back up again. Michael Raffy. Let's see. It's 6', 195. Kobe Thomas. There we go. That's more my size. But let's see who's over here. Nope. Wow, he isn't there. I waited too long. Evan Johnson, 6'. Andre Fuller, 6'2", 202. That's a good size. There. And Coles was new. That was no trades. That was just straight up drafting with the 8 picks that we have, where they fall in the draft. The extra 4th rounder is the compensatory pick that we got for one Mr. Aaron Glenn for becoming the head coach of the hapless New York Jets. So, Steve, how are you feeling about Sunday? Are you worried facing the Bears? Don't want to talk about Steve? Okay. Well, that was the biggest news that I saw over the weekend. Sam Laporta's season-ending injury was a herniated disc. He had surgery to fix it. He is expected to be back by training camp. Not the beginning of the season, not the middle of the season, not the end of the year. He's going to be back by training camp. It is not an injury he'll retire from. I hope I'm still going live because comments just like halted. So let's bring up that summary report. There it is. Oh no, that was yesterday. That isn't the. We got Caden Proctor today, and I didn't have any extra picks. I did not trade back. Oh, I know. I forgot to tell it to do that. Now I can load. There it is. Wheel! No trades. There's what we did today. Caden Proctor, Tariq Sapp, Andre Piller, Logan Jones, Dante Corleone, Cole Wisniewski, Lander Barton, Jacoby Thomas. Matt Millen 100% was a worse GM than Bob Quinn. Quinn wasn't here long enough to be as bad as Millen. He only got to make one coaching fire and hire, whereas Matt Millen would only hire guys that had the same initial as his last name, M. We used to joke about it. It was the M&M Coaching Selection Committee. Morningwig, Steve Mariucci, and Rod Moronelli. Morningwig, I'll take the win. King SJ. I wrote the article that Dan Campbell wanted this win more, and it was right. And I want to go back to that trick play that everybody's blaming Dan Campbell for. Goff audible to that. I don't know if you guys remember that just before the play. They were in a shotgun formation. I don't think they were going to try to run the ball. I think it was going to be a pass the entire time. And he audibled into that running formation where they tried to flea flick. That was a Goff decision, not Dan Campbell. Go back and rewatch it. Kill, kill, kill. Well, calls out the play, IDs the mic. Likes the ball. Hands off to Monty. Monty starts to run, has a hole, could have made it. Tosses it back to Goff. Stupid play call. That was a Goff decision. That was why Campbell looked so upset on the sideline after that play. It wasn't because he called a bad play, because they didn't run the play he called. But that's what happens when you give your quarterback all the respect and the leeway in the league. Smoking Dad! So I wanted to make sure I brought that up because I had to go back and rewatch it. And I was like, yeah, he audibled to that play. He audibled out of whatever play Dan Campbell called and audibled to that, which equaled a 6-yard loss. But we did our mock draft. I'll go over it again. Caden Proctor, Logan Jones, Lander Barton, Tariq Sapp, Dante Corleone, Jacoby Thomas, Andre Fuller, Cole Wisniewski. I got an edge, a D tackle, a linebacker, 2 safeties, and a corner. All of them 6'2" or bigger in the backfield. Dante Corleone is a short but stocky, muscular spring that, with the last name Corleone, his teammates call him the Godfather. Tariq Sapp, the last name speaks for itself. If you've watched football, you know you've seen a Sapp. Yeah, Millen loved his wide receivers. I think he took a total of 5 of them in the first round in his tenure. He got 2 of them semi-right. Roy Williams and Megatron, but 3 of them were god-awful. One of them became a tight end that couldn't even stay in the league because he couldn't stay healthy, and that was Mike Williams out of USC, not Mike Williams that played for San Diego. Charles Rogers. Rest in heaven, my bud. Lorenzo Williams, if you're out there, my condolences still on that. I think the worst thing that happened to Charles Rogers was being drafted by Detroit. He was too close to the same people that he always hung around. Campbell was a great blocking tight end that was just an okay player. He was also on our team on the 0-16 2008 this season. He was a lot like Brock Wright. I'm not against the David Blau thing. And right now it looks like he's the leader in the clubhouse, according to what I read. But John Harbaugh, definitely. Kevin Stefanski, definitely. Either one of them. Great offensive mind. I'll take either one. But if they decide that Blau is the guy, I'll accept it. Yeah, he got hurt in preseason, then got hurt again in the first game. Then we drafted Joey Harrington because the next best QB on the roster was Charlie Batch, or that was the year Charlie Batch just left. We had to start him. That ruined that kid's career before it ever had a shot. He needed to develop a year or two, like most QBs need to do, that they don't do anymore, and it's sad. Yes, the Piano Man. I have his jersey hanging over there in the laundry room. Best 50 cents I ever spent. Found it at a Goodwill in good condition. The old original Reebok. No stitching. I think it was from the first year they added the black around the silver on the sleeves, and it said Black Lions in black right here above the numbers. So that's it for right now. We know that there's 7 coaching vacancies. So far, no one's been hired. No more firings other than like coordinators. You know what I didn't do for Victory Tuesday? And I need to do it right now. Forward down the field, a charging green that will not yield. When the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rock, 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 go hard with this game. With honor you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions! My favorite Billy Joel song. You may be, you may be right. For a slow song, she's always a woman to me. I'll have to get some of my old videos up. Oh, matter of fact, I can do that right. Da, 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 da. Wo ist it? You guys want to see something funny? Megan Hacker. Yeah, we didn't start the fire as good, but those were my two favorite ones. 2010, there was this fat bastard that sang in this contest. There was 527 singers. No, maybe on YouTube side, there's 37 people watching. But this fat bastard,
Contestant number one. Coming up on the stage, contestant number two, our judges. We're not going to give you a lot of time to judge these people. We're just going to give you instants. I think you already got your idea. You got 1 second. Done. Contestant number two, coming up on the stage right now, Jerry Ballrich. Jerry. All right. Fuel to build.
look at that fat guy.
The landlord's gone down. You know it'll always win. It's coaching time again. You know it's time.
It's the first time that happened to me. Hey, Billy, good to see you, Turtle. Turtle. I had to try to say that right. For Tala. Oh, that was me. That was me way back in 2010. That was me at about 300 pounds on the stage in Big Bay City in front of 1,500 people for the 2010 Michigan Idol. Mid-Michigan Idol, let me get that right. 527 singers, and I was one of the top 5. Oh, and that was a little bit of Kiss, a little cold gin. Don't tell me you didn't recognize Kiss there, broski. Nobody's written a PFF. Oh, I saw them quite a few times. So yeah, they were my thing. Matter of fact, I think my first cassette was Kiss Alive 2, released in 1978. I know Kiss Alive 1 was released in 75. Also was the 4 solo album. Which, if you want to hear something unique, get the Gene Simmons one. He has a song where it almost sounds like the Beatles did it. It's amazing. No, thank you. Uh, He's a clipboard holder for Andy Reid. He doesn't call plays. I Wow. Alrighty then. I love some good Journey music. Sorry, of course I go. There isn't a city called South Detroit. There's an area of Detroit that's in the south, but there is no part of Detroit that's called South Detroit. So I think it's funny. But here's to all of you that watch me every day. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. This has been Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. I do have to go to work. So try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. And I am out.
Turn it up, it's that time again. Jeremy B. Lyons, he's your best friend. Every weekday, Evan, you know the vibe. He's shouting one ride with that rocket drive. Rolling up the scene, light up that fire. Jeremy's in the booth, taking us higher. With a grin and a laugh, he's got the crowd in a blaze. Smoking out the haters in a rock star haze. The stories that inspire and riffs that will ignite. When one pride echoes, everything feels right. Jeremy B. live every day at 11. Yelling 1P ride like we're in rock heaven.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.